1 year is all I needed to pretty much turn around my whole life. I was a 65 kilogram, pretty skinny person with a terrible haircut. And now 1 year later, I've been able to transform myself to someone who's now 87 kilograms and feels like they look a lot better with actually an okay haircut now. Now this is going to be a very raw video and I'm going to go through more of the secrets and what people aren't talking about. It's not going to be the obvious gym tips. It's not going to be those tips from that massive gym guy who's like, oh, eat 250 grams of protein. If you don't, you're going to lose all the weight and then all the fitness, go to the gym 6 times a week and make your life the gym. No, this is how to have a balanced life and still enjoy yourself and transform your body in 1 year. So tip number 1, and probably one of my most important tips, is don't buy other people's programs and all these workout plans. Don't do that. Do some research on all the good exercises for biceps, for chest, for legs. And don't focus on the most optimal. Focus on what works and what you enjoy the most. Because there was a lot at the start of people saying, right, do at home, do some of these bent over rows. I hated it. The feeling of doing it and the form felt horrible. People saying deadlifts are great for your lower back. I hated it. I don't want to do deadlifts. I have no idea if somebody wants to enter the gym to do deadlifts. Not a single chance. So when it came to coming to the gym and doing these exercises at home, I did what I enjoyed and what I felt most comfortable. Bicep curls, I know how to do them. Bench, it was relatively easy to learn how to do them. Now back, obviously it is difficult to do it at home without things like rows, but at the gym, doing machines that are not the free weight machines and more where it directs you on how to exactly do it. Legs, barbell squat, no chance, I can't do the form. Let's just go and do some hack squats, some leg press, some assisted pressing where it's not really hard to just get started and learn how to do it. And to be honest, create your own workout plan from that. You can find advice on YouTube for free, on TikTok for free. Everything is for free. These workout plans, don't bother. Please, don't bother. So tip number 2 is consistency. Let's start right at the beginning. This 65 kilogram bad haircut boy was way too scared to go to the gym. So I bought a load of equipment at home and tried to work out at home. I absolutely hated it. Now, genuinely, it was hard for me to turn up every day. And do you know exactly what I did to stop that? Is I stopped putting pressure on myself. I stopped saying, right, 6 times a week, let's go and lift and lift and lift. No, I set about 2 to 3 days a week in that gym, in that home gym, and just work out. Now, when I tell you that the first couple months of going to the gym is genuinely the hardest part, I mean it. Because you don't have those results yet. It takes a good maybe 2 months to visibly notice those results. And you've just got to stay consistent. I was close to quitting. I've quit already, 2020, 2021. I wasn't going to let it slip again in 2022 and quit the gym. So I actually stuck to it this time. And you know what? Even when I started going to the gym and getting those good results, I was still going to the gym maybe 4 times a week. Now it's 3 times a week because with work, with this and everything, I can't keep up with that. But 4 times a week is absolutely perfect. My workout plan was back by, chest try, legs, and then normally shoulders, and then I did something else which I needed to work on, for example, chest again, if I had a pretty bad chest. Now, originally when I first started, I proper got into the gym once I started seeing results. So I upped the sets where I started doing 10 sets per body part, right? So I did 10 sets of chest, 10 sets of back, for example, then I go home. However, that does take a long time and you really don't have to do that. Now, at 86, 87 kilograms, I'm still getting absolute fantastic progress from 3 times a week. I set 1 hour timers and I do about 8 to 9 sets per body part. So for example, I'll go in, 8 sets of chest, cool, that's normally 30, 35 minutes. Then triceps, cool, another 30 minutes. I'm out of the door in an hour. And it's brilliant. That is perfect for my life. If I like going to the gym at lunchtime and work in the morning, that is absolutely perfect. Beforehand, I was spending God knows how much time. Maybe an hour and a half, an hour and 35 minutes. And there's just no need because I started getting really unhappy by just all it felt like was my life was the gym. And I wasn't getting any excitement out of it. And this goes on to my next point perfectly. If you want to do 8 sets of one exercise, then do it. And you might think, Tom, what are you on about? You're crazy. No, if you genuinely really enjoy bench, do 8 sets of bench. Do 10 sets of bench. Maybe different variations, lifting the bench up a bit and then doing a bit of incline, bit of flat. that's fine. If you enjoy doing bicep curls, literally do 8, 9 sets. There's no limit to what you can and can't do. Yes, I understand within the bicep, there's 2 parts of bicep, tricep, there's 2 parts which you need to work. There's upper and lower chest. I understand that. And I'm not saying never train them, but if you're there at a session and you are struggling and you're enjoying this one exercise that you're doing and you feel most comfortable doing it, perfect. Literally sit there and do bicep curls just for 10 sets. 8 sets if that's fine. Don't follow what you see online all the time where you say, yeah, this is the best exercise, yet you go and do it and you're like this, doing it. Don't bother. Just don't. If you feel like your body is not connecting with that exercise, don't bother. We briefly spoke about that earlier, so I'll move on relatively quickly. Now, eating was quite a big thing for me because at first, when I was 65 kilograms, I thought I was fat. I thought I had to lose weight in order for you to see the abs and see the muscle, and I thought my body fat percentage wasn't good enough. But what I didn't realise is actually I needed to put on mass, and I hated calorie counting. Absolutely hated it. Demotivating so much. I just want to do things that are easy that are going to get me good results. So for example, just turning up, progressing at the gym, making sure I'm tracking everything, like my workouts for sure, but eating, what I did is I stopped focusing on calories and focused on protein instead. And I can't tell you how much it's changed things for me, because as somebody who is relatively skinny and has a high metabolism, bro, just screw the calories, like at the start especially. If you visually see yourself getting bigger and you're not happy with that, okay, fair enough, you can lower the calories. But for now, not a dirty bulk, but a bulk where you don't look too much at the calories. For example, having peanut butter. You can have a load of peanut butter and toast, and that's great. Not saying go and eat a load of chocolate and ice cream. No, just focus on the protein food, like nuts, like cheese, like peanut butter, as we said, and just focus on how much protein you're getting per day. Every day I'd set a goal of maybe 130, I'd like to say. Maybe even less than that. And I know you might think, oh yeah, that's not perfect. But like, don't aim for perfect, because you cannot reach perfect every single day. You can reach maybe 100 to 130 grams of protein per day. So aim for that. The calories, if you have a high metabolism, don't worry about that. Obviously, I understand everyone's got different bodies. If you haven't and you struggle when you do get a bit bigger, then I understand maybe calorie counting and focus on calories more may be better. But for me, the protein was exactly what I needed, and I needed to focus on. Something I learned actually was, especially at the gym, when you're normally heavier and you're bulking a bit more, you can lift a lot more. Trust me. Oh my God, your training feels fantastic. Just don't go and eat terrible foods like chocolate. Just eat a lot of protein dense foods and calories. Focus on if you physically see yourself getting a bit worse and you're not happy with it. Now, one tip which I want to quickly throw in, which isn't about the gym or anything, but it's generally about just getting haircuts. Getting shorter on the sides, or a haircut which suits you a bit more, trying to change up the hairstyle actually genuinely changed everything for me, because I went from getting haircuts maybe every 5 weeks to 2 weeks. And I know you're thinking, oh, that's a lot more money. Yeah, it is for sure, but it improved my hair so much more. Like I much prefer the way I look. Without a haircut, I feel like I look old and all my hair's all big. And you saw that 65 kilogram boy. Awful looking haircut. Terrible. Now, I was actually in a position where I did start eating way too many calories and way too many protein, mass, gainer shakes and all this, and my face did fill up horribly. I was big and I was feeling great, but face-wise was awful because, yeah, I was just eating too many calories, and that is when you've got to go, okay, cool. Winter, bulking, it's fine. We're just going to reduce that and we're going to reduce the calories. I managed to literally slim down a lot more for summer, and it's worked absolutely perfectly. Another thing which I'm going to throw in, which you don't have to do, and I didn't do during my transformation, was when I quit alcohol, I did feel my face, like my physical face changed completely. And I'm not saying you have to, because during my transformation, I didn't. And I was still going out, I was still balancing life, still enjoying it. I was thinking, oh, this is great. The calories, the pints are bringing in great calories. You don't have to. And that might be also another reason for my big face, because I used to go out on a weekend and I used to like drinking alcohol and things. But when I stopped, it's generally when my health did really improve, like my skin and my my facial features, like I was a lot slimmer. And I'm not saying you have to do that, but for me, it just worked, and I feel a lot happier in life by quitting it. Obviously, most people want a balance. I think having a balance is perfect. You do not have to stop going out and stop enjoying yourself if you're going to the gym. That is so flipping important. You have to, oh, this isn't good for me, this isn't good. No. Go out and enjoy yourself still, because otherwise you won't keep consistent. You literally won't. There's no enjoyment if you're just not going to keep consistent, you know? It's nice to put on clothes where you feel good in and you're going out and you feel nice and you smell good, and that's going to motivate you to go to the gym again. It's those times where you have holidays and you just feel really good, and you maybe go to the beach and you feel really good, or you go swimming and you feel really good, or you just dress smart and you feel really good. They are the times where you go into the gym and you're like, I'm glad I went to the gym. I still struggle every day to go. Now the next tip is discipline. Now, I hate talking about this sometimes because discipline is such a toxic thing in some ways. Like, I see it on the internet, discipline, you've got to do this 6 times a week, blah, blah, as we were talking about. But I still find it very difficult to go to the gym sometimes. I'm like, oh my God. Or I'm looking forward to go to the gym. I get there and I'm like, Jesus. But every single time, for 23 hours of the day, I feel fantastic. Maybe that 1 hour in the gym, I'm not going to feel as good because that's where I've got to push myself. But afterwards, next 23 hours, I'm feeling amazing. My body's feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling motivated. So just try and think about that in your head. Yes, you might not enjoy it, but think about that enjoyment you get afterwards. Think about stopping and then losing all that muscle again. Do you want to do that? Absolutely not. Could you imagine? It's a bit of a toxic thing, the gym, sometimes, because it's like if you stop going, you're going to sadly, slowly lose muscle. So building that discipline and not going full steam ahead, where you go 6 times a week for 4 weeks and then stop going, is going to do nothing, because at the end of the day, you can't just go to the gym for 8 hours and think you're going to get results. You've got to space it out and you've got to keep consistent every single week. So how can you do that at best? As we were saying, 3 times a week. Set out a plan. Set out, right, in the morning, I'm going to go on this time. Or think, right, 3 times a week, I haven't got my workout in today, so I'm going to go at this time. Try and figure out a time which works for you where you can go in and out perfectly. Right, that is going to be it from me. Remember to balance your life and enjoy going to the gym. Set goals which you could hit. 100 grams of protein a day, I'm sure you can hit that. Aim for that first and maybe try and get up and up and up. Go to gym 3 times a week. Set out a plan where you're doing things that actually work for you and you actually enjoy. If you can do 10 reps, up the weight. Try and reach 10 again. It's simple things like that. Keep progress on your phone. I've got everything on my phone that I keep all of my progress, and take pictures, because that's going to motivate you so much. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.